Hey guys, so today we're going to talk about potential EZAs that we could see coming up for the 350 million download celebration. This would apply to both JP and Global Dokkan. This is, I sort of went through the Majin Buu Saga category here, and I picked out some of the units that I thought, had at least a decent chance of getting an EZA during the celebration. And there's two things I just want to quickly clarify before we get into this, because it's actually going to affect, which units I chose here. But the first thing is that we don't typically see main Dokkan Fest exclusive units get their EZAs during these large celebrations. It's usually just limited to like side characters or free-to-play characters, stuff like that. It could be Extreme Z areas or just, traditional EZAs. We've seen that in the past before. Like, I think last year we had the Super Saiyan 2 Gohan who EZA'd through the raid event. So I sort of count that in the same bucket as like a normal EZA. So we had that. And the second thing is I really, really do think it's going to be a some sort of Kid Buu, whether it's transforming or not, versus a Super Saiyan 3 Goku Vegeta exchange unit sort of deal with that for the Dual Dokkan Fest, and then probably some kind of Vegito for a Legendary Summon banner coming in Part 2. But so that's what I'm thinking we're going to see here. I just sort of looked through the list here and picked out some units that I thought could get one. So the first unit I want to bring up in this video is going to be this guy. So this is probably the most obvious choice on this entire list because his legendary campaign was announced for both Global and JP already simultaneously. And if you take a look at what he's actually doing, his kit, like it's very, very, very bad. At this point in the game, like you can't run a unit like this and expect to do anything. Like it's just so bad. So it's kind of weird to me that they're pushing a legendary campaign for this character right now when he's just like, he can't be used pretty much anywhere. So I think what they're planning on doing with this is releasing this guy's legendary campaign, and then once the actual celebration starts, they'll have some way to EZA this guy, whether or not they're going to do it through like, medals in the shop or whatever. I don't know, but I could definitely see this guy getting an EZA for the celebration because he does fit in the theme. It's Hercule and Buu. They both were participating in the fight against Kid Buu, so could be good. Even though for some reason his name is still Hercule and not just Hercule and Buu. I think it would have been a lot better if that was the case because you could use him alongside other Hercule units, namely the Intuan, which is actually quite good in terms of a defensive unit. But for this guy, I don't really know what they would do. I mean, his whole kit is just based around RNG. So what I think they could do is sort of make this guy just a complete dice roll. And I talked about this a little bit on the podcast, actually, but I think what they could do is literally just make his passive great chance of attack and defense. Actually, no, not great chance. A random chance of attack and defense from 1% to 200%, and then a random chance of key between like 1 and 15, like plus 1 to 15 at the start of turn. So it would just be a complete crapshoot with what you got, but it could add some element of fun to it. I mean, this unit is never really going to be just like good, and just take a look at like his links are bad. His categories aren't really that great, and I mean, I don't know. I feel like you would just use this unit as a sort of like a fun unit. So a passive like that could work. It would be cool if you got like the max roll, like, oh look, I got 200% attack and defense, and I got 15 key, and this guy's hitting like 6 million attack stats. Whereas other turns will be hitting for like 700k. So I don't know, just a fun little thing I thought of. Yeah, and then his actual take a look at his super attack effect here. So there's a rare chance that's on the enemy with 12 key, and his 18 key super attack's actually pretty good. It's basically just greatly raising defense for 3 turns, which is actually really solid for an LR. Now his stats aren't the best, like 16,500 attack with max orbs is not really that good, but his defense is not terrible, I guess. So this could actually be pretty impactful here. That's the first unit on my list. Secondly, this guy, now I don't know if they're going to EZA this guy, but I would really want to see it because I think this guy is, to this day, one of the most underrated units in the game. And by the way, the reason why I'm just going to give you a spoiler right now. Every single unit that I pretty much picked to get an EZA, they all awakened from this Kid Buu medal, because I think you know, it's most likely going to be a new stage added to the Kid Buu Dokkan event. And that's why I think if they're going to EZ one of these guys, it would probably be tied to that Dokkan event as well. And you guys might be saying, like, oh, well, wouldn't they have to Dokkan Awaken, like, the Int Kid Buu first or whatever? And I would say no, and the reason why I would say no is because they did awaken this Gohan. This Gohan did awaken EZA in the $300 million celebration, and he does awaken via these Cell Dokkan event medals, so he's tied to that Dokkan event, but they still went ahead and EZ'd him during the raid, so that's my reasoning for why they could do it the same for these other units we're going to talk about here. But, I mean, this guy's actually quite good. He recovers 30% of damage at Delta's health. He has no other passive. He does have a rare chance to stun with his super attack, and his links now. So we can actually, I think if we pull up, his JP list, it'll actually have the links as they are. Is that changed? No, it's not. Is it? I can't tell. I don't think so. No, it looks like it's the same. But, like, he has the Majin links, right? I mean, he has Majin, Brutal Beatdown, Fear and Faith didn't really change, Wall Standing Tall got a lot better, Metamorphosis got a lot better, Infinite Regeneration got a lot better, so, like, all these Majin links, even if he didn't get anything in his passive in terms of attack and defense and just kept this one thing, he would still be insanely good if he got an EZA. All they really have to do for this guy is just give him, like, 100% attack and defense. That's it. And keep this the same. And then maybe bump this up to, like, a medium chance to stun. And this guy's looking crazy. Like, he's like, even if you take this guy into Extremes for Battle Road right now, he's already recovering, like, hundreds of thousands of health. Like, it's pretty nuts. So this is probably my top pick for a unit that I'd want to see get an EZA during the celebration. Now, in terms of other Super Buu units, like, let me just go back here for a second. So Super Buu, we have this one who has his awakening on JP, so he has a competition with him, as well as the STR Buu. This guy's definitely better after the link update, but I still think he's not that good. So if they actually went ahead and gave this guy an EZA, I feel like this guy could potentially be, like, a very, very solid option for, like, the Majin Power team. If he got what, you know, we were hoping he would get. So that's my thoughts on this guy. Next, we have this guy. Now, this guy wouldn't get an EZA. This guy would get an awakening because he's only UR right now. But this guy does awaken via the Kid Buu event, and he's a Kid Buu unit. But I mean, I don't know. I just thought I'd throw him in here and mention him real quick. He's not really anything too special. Attack and defense plus 70%. Disables enemy's guard. It's not really the best thing ever. But they could make him interesting. I don't know if they would, you know, make him comparable to, like, the physical Kid Buu or the Gin Kid Buu, but a free-to-play version of this guy. Well, at least technically it's not free-to-play because this guy's summonable, but it's an SR. I'll call it free-to-play. Could be pretty cool to see. Next we have this Goku and obviously the Vegeta, so we'll talk about them pretty much, you know, in the same light here. But this Goku was a weird one because this guy, he awakens with 35 of the Kid Buu medals, and this guy actually got his awakening on Global when LR Broly released, which makes no sense even to this day. I have no idea why they did that. But this guy released when LR Broly released, and that was before Int Kid Buu came out and before his Dokkan event got updated. So you could only get one medal at a time per run of the OG physical Kid Buu Dokkan event. So you had to run this event 35 times to get all the medals to Dokkan Awaken him into this guy. But he's, like, okay. I wouldn't say he's great. There are a lot of other better versions of base form Goku. I mean, we have Namek Goku is the one that stands out to me. We have the 1000-day Goku, who you get for logging in for 1,000 days, and you even get an EZA if you're logging in for 2,000 days. But not many people are going to have him. We have the Saiyan Saga base form Goku. So we have a lot of options here for this base form Goku in terms of other units you could use with the same name as this guy. But, I mean, they can do stuff with him. They can make him specific to the Majin Buu saga. Like, what if they did, I don't know, attack plus, like, 22% per, they just made it regular key sphere obtained. Maybe he changes orbs to strength type from a random type or something. And he gives Majin Buu saga allies, like, I don't know, 2 key and 20% attack and defense. And then if you're using him on the same rotation with a Majin Buu Saga ally, he changes another type of orb or something. I don't know. Like a double orb changer if you're using him with Majin Buu Saga allies or something. That would be cool for this guy. And then I guess they could do the same exact thing with this guy because he has the same exact passive except it's int key spheres except instead of STR. But with Vegeta, I feel like this is a lot different of a scenario because there's not a lot of good base form Vegetas in the game. We can actually pull up the Vegeta family category. Let me see if I can get to it right here. I guess the best base form Vegeta would be the Extreme Int support unit. Right here, this guy. I mean, there really aren't that many other good base form Vegetas that I can think of right now. I'm looking, I don't really see any. I mean, there's this guy. I think he gets a, yeah, his Dokkan Awakening's right here. I mean, this guy's eventually gonna get an EZA at some point, right? But, I mean, those are like the only two I can think of, really. I mean, you get, yeah, there's really nobody else here. So, I feel like Vegeta, base form Vegeta, has a lot more potential to be really useful than the Goku does. So if they gave him that like, I feel like this could be a case of like the Resurrection F, Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta and Goku, where you use them together and they're just insane together. Like they're both orb changers, they're both nukers, and they're both supporting each other with stuff. Like that could be like really powerful. Like how they, like if they, that's the path they want to go down for these guys, I would be all for that. So those are my thoughts on these guys. And then the last one I want to talk about just quickly is going to be Candy Vegito. Now, do I think Candy Vegito is going to get an EZA with this celebration? Probably not. I just threw him in here because I think there's a slight outside chance he might get one. This guy did release with the I think it was the Majin Buu Candy event for Valentine's Day or Halloween or one of those two. I think it was Halloween. And he got his Dokkan Awakening with the same event, and so if they did awaken this guy to, if they did EZA this guy, then he would probably get an EZA area or an Extreme Z area, but I feel like they would probably tie that as well to Halloween. But I mean, this guy's actually already pretty good. The only problem is that he's free to play, so he's free to play stats, so it's not really that great. His defense is not even 8,000. What I would do, probably change this to a high chance to stun, and his passive's actually already pretty good. Maybe all you have to do is like make this attack and defense plus 15% per any key sphere. Doesn't maybe just get rid of the restriction of tech and then do 15%, and that's pretty much all you have to do for this guy. He's already going to be insane for a free-to-play unit. That's pretty much all I would say for that guy. And that's it. So just to recap real quick, we have this guy I think is probably the most likely to get one. Then this guy, because if this guy doesn't get one now, they're gonna have to wait until Int Kid Buu gets his revamped EZA. So Int Kid Buu EZAs, then you have to wait for it to come back a second time, and then this guy gets it, right? So it's gonna be a while. Then this guy, I guess he would just get one whenever the Dokkan Fest event releases for the next Kid Buu, I guess. And then these guys could be, I'm thinking these guys would be the raid EZAs. We get another raid in the celebration, maybe a raid against like Kid Buu or something. I feel like, you know, that would be a good opportunity to release the EZAs for this guy and this guy. Because think about it, this guy, and this guy all Dokkan Awaken from the Kid Buu into Kid Buu Dokkan event. So I feel like they're going to pick at least one of these guys to Dokkan, or to get their EZAs during the celebration, because they're not going to do 3 sub EZAs for that. That would be a lot. I think the most we've ever seen is 2. I can't remember exactly, but maybe it's 2. Yeah, I think these guys for the raid EZA is probably most likely. And then this guy just threw in as an outside chance because I don't really think it's super likely, but it's possible. That's what I have to think about that. Let me know down below what you guys think. I don't think, again, a Dokkan Fest EZA is coming because they generally don't do those for these these big giant celebrations. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next one.